guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be a weekly reading focusing on the energies surrounding us during the week of March 26th through April 1st, 2018. For the reading, I've already shuffled off camera, right, and have pulled the cards just to try to save a little bit of time. So using the Good Tarot deck by Colette Baron-Reid, I've pulled 3 cards and 1 additional card from the bottom of the deck for the overall energy for the week. And then there's another, an oracle card from the Soul's Journey lesson card deck by James von Praagh. Okay? Remember, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. The only way to get a truly personalized reading, focusing on you, what's going on in your life right now, would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, please take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find pricing as well as the types of readings that I offer, or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Okay, so what do we have here? In the past position, we have Major Arcana number 15, Temptation. Okay, this would be the Devil card in the traditional tarot. In this deck, it's called Temptation. In the present position, we have the Four of Earth, Four of Pentacles, Four of Earth. And in the future position, we have the Six of Air. This would be the Six of Swords. And the overall energy for the week is the Seven of Earth, or the Seven of Pentacles. And the oracle card that came out is Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Okay, so let's, I feel like even though this is the overall energy, I feel like I want to kind of go this way, you know, moving through the reading. So let's start off here with the Temptation card. So, you know, this is the Major Arcana, so significant, right? Significant message coming through with this card, but it does sit in the past position. So this could be, you know, going back to last week, could be even going back to, you know, last month, for some of you, even a little bit farther back. But the Temptation card, it deals with attachment, right? It deals with talking about like the material realm. Usually we think of it like the Devil card as that attachment to unhealthy things, such as relationships, can be ways of thinking, it can be, you know, material possessions as well. And so in this particular deck, it really is more about focusing on the material realm, right? Paying attention to or being aware of any type of, you know, overindulgence or excess, right? Or addictive behavior. Could be your own, could be others close to you, right? And you see, we do have, there's a treasure chest here on the card. We also have, you know, the woman is looking very sort of down. There's been a bite taken out of the apple, right? It's in the shape of a heart, but you know, it also speaks of that, you know, because each person has, you know, their own, obviously their own form of attachment, you know, and it's going to play out differently for everybody. For some people, attachment can actually be, you know, in the form of relationships, those toxic, codependent types of relationships where you know, maybe you always end up, you know, dating that repetitive sort of dating pattern where you always end up with the same person, you know, or you always get into those same types of relationships. It also has to do with negative thinking. It has to do with self-doubt, fear. For others, it can be, you know, excess in the form of spending. You know, this could be literally spending too much, you know, doing too much online shopping or charging up all of your credit cards, you know, whatever that excess might be in the form of spending, whatever you like spending your money on. It can be in the form of eating, thinking of eating disorders, and the excess that goes along with that, or drinking or drugs. So, it can be many different things here. But it has to do with, the material realm and some type of attachment, some type of, but in the negative sense, right, within the material realm. In the present position, you have this Four of Earth, and and it's sort of sitting the way that I have it set up here. It's sitting over this Seven of Earth, and there is a progression here, right, from the 4 to the 7, which is nice. Earth energy deals with, again, the material realm, but it has to do with the money that we earn, our material possessions, prosperity, the material things that we can buy with the money that we earn from the work that we do. It's our home, our family, has to do with education, has to do with knowledge, right? Sometimes this Four of Earth can be, some people call it the miser card, because there's a certain kind of fear that surrounds it, because you can see that, yes, even though she's managed to save up, she has the Four of Coins here, right? She has the Four Pentacles, the four coins floating around her, but there's a sense of, well, I've managed to save up this much, and I don't want to let it go, which is, it's kind of, if you have been in, if you've had difficulties, right, or been challenged by possibly, with your finances, overspending, not having enough, right? In the present, it's like you've managed to, or you want to maintain some type of control. You're trying to hang on to your possessions here, but you also run the risk when you try to hold on too much, right, too tightly. You run the risk of turning into this miser figure, and money should be sort of free. It should flow freely. There should be this go and come of money, right? This balance of money. And there isn't a balance with the Temptation card. It's all about excess, right? So there's a need for moderation or balance with this card. But with the Four of Earth, you run the risk of, of blocking that flow, right? Of blocking that balance by wanting to hold it all, keep it all to yourself. So this card, it's kind of an encouragement to, or says, okay, yes, you need to plan, right? There needs to be careful planning. You need to sort of put into place, a spending plan, a budget, how to spend wisely, but make sure that you don't, cross the line and become too controlling, right? Too possessive of what you have, too controlling of your of your money. I don't know why mother popped in there. Maybe it has something to do with mothers. Who knows, for some of you. But don't be too controlling, right? And then we have the Six of Air as this outbound energy. Okay, so the suit of air, it deals with our thoughts. It's our mind, cerebral energy. It also has to do with how we communicate our thoughts to other people. It's a suit of the intellect, right? And it also deals with imagination, right? And how we use our thoughts, how we communicate those thoughts. The Six of Air, or Six of Swords, is really a card of transition. It's about moving away from like more turbulent waters into calmer waters. And having this as the outcome, following the Four of Earth and the Devil card, the Temptation card, I mean, it does show that for many of you, you are leaving, that negative, sort of the negative thinking or the negative attachment to possibly, things in the material realm. You're working towards having more, this more solid foundation here with this Four of Earth card, right? So you're leaving whatever the choppy waters are here in the past, and you are gaining more ownership over your finances. You are feeling more in control of your life, of your finances, of things in the material realm as you move, out of this the choppier waters, bad situation into calmer waters, right? And the Six of Air, it can have to do with it can be a change in thinking as well, which is necessary, right? To get away from this devil thinking. There could be a necessary change in the way that you view your finances, right? To gain a greater wisdom, as you move towards, and again, there is this progression, right? Which is why I kind of left this to the end, even though it is the overall energy for the week. But there's a progression here, and the progression from the Four of Earth to the Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is a card of seeing definite, it's reaching a milestone, seeing some definite results in the way that you have been handling things. So if you did put into place, a budget, if you have controlled or reined in your spending a little bit, or I'm using the spending just because we do have the suit of pentacles here. But again, this could be, for some of you, this could be excess in other areas of your life. But it's here, this you come to a point where it's kind of like reaching a crossroads, but you've reached a milestone, you're feeling good, you've seen progress, right? You've seen that what you're doing now is working. You are on the right path, right? And it's about sort of, okay, and now what? I've managed to, I've increased. I've gone from the Four of Earth. I have the Seven of Earth, so things are picking up for me. There's improvement. I am seeing those tangible results here in the material realm. Do I need to just keep doing what I'm doing right now? Do I need to change anything? So it does have to do with, contemplating kind of if you're going to keep doing things the way that you have been, or, do you need to adopt a new strategy? Do you need to make a decision, move in a different direction? So, it's kind of, I always think of the Seven of Earth as like, it's like a cross between, the two of Wands, where you're kind of at a crossroads trying to figure out what to do. But, you've reached a milestone, and so you're moving on from there. So it's that type of energy. You're feeling good. You're seeing the fruit of your labor. You're seeing the results for whatever you put into place back here, right? And you are heading towards that. The Six of Air, again, it is a card of transition. So this could be you transitioning out of one thing into another. It could definitely be that. For some of you, the Six of Air, here we have the ship is actually floating through the air. But usually it's, somebody sitting in a boat, moving across water. So that could be, for some of you, that could be a decision that has to do with a move. It could be moving across water, could be by air, could be overseas, for some of you. But, the main message here is that you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. You might still have to, face some unexpected things ahead, but you've really, there's been a shift in your awareness, a shift in your consciousness. You've really, you're moving towards, you're transitioning to something better here, moving towards something better, but you still might need to adjust one or two things, but you're definitely seeing, you're seeing improvements here with your finances in the material realm. And the regret card that came out, let me read you. I like to, for the oracle cards, I like to read the full description for the card. And this regret card says, the soul doesn't know time. Time is a construct of the physical dimension. To your soul, there is only one big now. Think of the past as the now that has already been created, and the future as the now that is yet to be created. You don't have the power to uncreate the past, so let that go. Your power of creation lies in your awareness of the present. We're just talking about awareness here. You have the power to not only create your future, but also create acceptance of your past. You should realize that you are the total summation of every single experience you have had. These experiences have helped shape you into the person you are today. Train yourself not to judge past events as good or bad, but as opportunities. What have you learned from the past that will help enrich your future? Focusing on the past and letting it dictate the direction of your future is taking your power away from yourself. You are the creator. You hold the power. reflect on the lessons of the past, and use your current power to create your bright future. And I think this ties in so well with the reading, because no, you can't go back to whatever you were doing back here with, this, with the temptation card. If there was, a problem going on with overspending, with negative, these unhealthy relationships or negative thinking, you can't go back and change that, right? It's in the past. There's nothing you can do about that, but you can control what you're doing here in the present, right? And you can control where you're heading. The actions, the things that you do now, the actions that you take here in the present will most certainly affect where you're heading in the future, right? And this is where you need to focus. There's no point, just focus on the change in consciousness, the change in awareness, and leave behind, right? Whatever you did, it's over. You can't change that, but you can learn from it. So, a learning opportunity, I think, for a lot of us this week. So I do hope that the messages have helped in some way. I thank you for joining me here today. I look forward to reading for you again. And just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful week. Bye for now.